It takes a lot of moving pieces to make one of these projects successful. Not only do you need willing customers, people have to buy off and want to be involved and engaged in the process.
So as part of the project, we did go through a rigorous site selection process. We looked at a number of different cities, towns, municipalities across our service area here in Massachusetts. Framingham was a uniquely good fit because it had a combination of all of the factors that we were looking for.
We developed an approach that we now call the decision analysis tool, which effectively is just an online tool that provides a weighted scoring for all of these different priorities. We're also collecting all this data into this tool so that it becomes a central repository that stores the feasibility of geoconversion.
We landed in Framingham based on that decision analysis tool, and from there we actually looked at multiple sites in Framingham to see what the best site was in the area.
Part of that effort was going around to the residential customers in the local community and knocking on their doors to kind of explain geothermal technology and see if they would be interested in participating in the pilot project.
We have about 37 buildings across the project site, so that really gives us a nice mix of heating-dominated loads, cooling-dominated loads, and various types of customers, be it gas customers, delivered fuels, oil and propane, or electric resistance customers. All of these combined to make it, the neighborhood or the community that came out on the top when we ended up looking at all of our possibilities. Stakeholder outreach was an extremely important part of this project because while geothermal technology has been around for a long time, it's not something that, your everyday customer thinks about very often. And so as much as it was an outreach process, it was an education process. We really had to get out into the community and talk to people, explain what the system was and how it worked, and also explain the benefits.
You can help spread the awareness of sustainability and environmental consciousness. And at the same time, you can help your end users save money on these utilities, which is definitely a huge thing. It's a way to develop clean energy without disrupting what's around it.
CDM Smith as a design and evaluation partner has been great. The city of Framingham has been extremely supportive. And then a lot of our stakeholders, NGOs, and other groups have also been very, very supportive of the program. So this isn't just an Eversource project. Everybody has come together and really helped to make this a reality.
And it's going to serve as a pilot project to provide a lot of learnings and information about how the system operates, how it responds over the next several years.
Having that mix of use and the ability to balance the load across the system is very critical. We have customers out here that are heating while others are cooling, and that really is the reason why these projects are successful, is because if you have a true balance across load diversity, it really helps the project be successful.
We are the first utility to undertake a shared thermal network in the public right-of-way. That we've really been able to be a leader in the industry and share a lot of the knowledge that we've gained from this project with other utilities across the country, and hopefully bring them along with us in expanding, the availability of networked geothermal or thermal networked systems to customers.
We're out here, we did this project, we've proved it's feasible, we've proved you can meet these upcoming environmental standards, and even though change can be scary to utilities and people, taking this risk helps create a sustainable future.